So the video I put out last night triggered the strap-on fanboy a little bit, didn't it? The Verstappen rules video where we went through Silverstone. Just one lap of it where Max sends it down the inside, misses the apex, sends it down the outside, causes a crash. And whichever way he sends it, whether he's on the inside or the outside, Max is always faster. Max always doesn't brake, okay? Doesn't care about the cars around him. He's just going to force his way ahead of you, come what may. Now, what that did, that created a lot of comments, and a lot of people decided to tell us in the comment section their knowledge, which is a waste of time, isn't it? And this is the problem. Many people now think they know what they're talking about with Formula One, and many are absolutely clueless. And one of the main reasons that they're clueless is they've been miseducated. They've been lied to. The sport has lied to the fans. The presented experts of the sport have lied to the fans. And this is what I've said all the way through about Abu Dhabi. This is what I said from the outset of this channel. This is the problem. We are being lied to by the media about what this sport is. They're lying about the rules and regulations of the sport. They lie about the rules of engagement for motor racing. They validate the kind of moves that Max puts in. They lie to us all now saying, oh, it's all about who's ahead at the apex. It absolutely isn't. It's nothing to do with that. And I will make a video at some point in time. Once I need to be able to do it in a way where I can do diagrams and show you exactly what is what and why it's nothing to do with which car is ahead at the apex. That is absolutely nothing to do with it. Because if two cars are going to just say, okay, all I'm going to do is drive at 200 miles an hour to the apex, well, yeah, you can drive at 200 miles an hour and get to that apex first, but you're not going to make it around the corner, are you? So that's nothing to do with it. It's absolutely nothing to do with it. But again, you're lied to. But people don't like even considering that they've been lied to, especially if those lies somehow validate what they got. As long as it sometimes somehow makes it seem all right that what's happening that they like is happening is okay, they'll buy the lie. And that's what we're getting. So they've got thousands upon thousands of strap-on fanboys that are now fans of this show, and they haven't got a clue what it's about, but they like to come to the comment section to tell us what they think, and they like to tell us that we're wrong. And that's the sad thing about it. Now, at some point, I will take you through a couple of things. Now, I was looking at the see if there was any videos about explaining the rules of engagement, and actually came across this one, the F1 rules explained. I'm going to take you through that one. That's the official F1 video explaining the rules of the sport, and it's absolute dog shit. But I'm going to take you through that at some point. And then I saw this one, Jolyon Palmer's analysis. Was Lando's Austin penalty justified? Another Max Verstappen fluff job. That was absolutely ridiculous. So I'll do that one as well. I've seen this one been broken down by a couple. FF1 has broken this one down quite well. But I was going to go through what Davidson says. Another Max Verstappen fluff job. The paid for media. Okay, Liberty Media have paid for Sky to present this to be a certain way. And this lad, what's his name? Anthony Davidson, isn't it? Anthony Davidson, yeah. He's just a Max Verstappen fluffer again. Takes the money to, suck the dish sausage. That's what you do. What do you do for money, honey? Okay, and what you do, you whore your mouth out for the agenda. That's what you do. You tell the lies to the children to perpetrate their agenda. Yeah, just don't say anything bad about Max. Don't expose Max. That's all you do. Anyway, this video is just going to relate to my last one. And that is when I posted my video about Silverstone online, I shared it on Twitter. And we get this one. It's one of the twats that come here, one of the twats that are subscribed to this YouTube channel. They've also must follow me on Twitter, so as soon as I post a tweet, they're there to troll the tweets as well. They've got a lovely life, okay? They really enjoy themselves. Their life consists of waiting for me to post something to then troll it. Enjoy yourselves. Anyway, what they've done, this is their response. As soon as I saw the thumbnail, I knew what to do. Show you this analysis by Crash Along F1. So what's happened here? This Crash Along F1. They've made a cartoon. So let's have a look at this cartoon, because this F1 supporter pre-MV, well, they're trying to make out that they're a long time supporter of Formula One, and they're trying to make out that they like both Lewis and Max, but they can only see Max's side of it. They're actually a strap-on fanboy that is just like a Trojan horse that pretends that they like both. And anyway, let's have a look at the cartoon that they've told me is going to disprove the video that I just made yesterday. So let's have a look.
If you could imagine your idea
advert. So Crash Along is going to make some money out of that with their 62,000 subscribers, and a video, a cartoon that has had 3.3 million views, okay, and 35,000 likes, right, for their cartoon. Let's have a look. I can skip it in 4 seconds.
Ideal way of working. What would it look like? Monday.com can make it your...
Right, so Crash Along. This is obviously a Max Verstappen fanboy site, isn't it? Crash Along. Now, can you see all the spectators in the crowd? Oh no, you can't. That's because this is a cartoon. Oh, all the crowd in the background, crowd crazy. No, because it's a cartoon. That doesn't look very realistic, does it? Now, what are we seeing on the side here? What are we seeing? We're seeing black, white, black, white, black, white. What's going on there, everybody? Well, because I can show you something that's the real thing. That's nothing like that. And we can see. Let's just go back a second for that. That's where we've seen an impact. Is that right? You know, this cartoon, is it an accurate representation of what actually went on? So we're seeing what is then just the impact there, and what have we got? Black, white, black, white. That's what well, let's just double check something. Let's have a look at the real thing. The impact just happened. You can see when we zoom in there, which you can see the zoomed in version on my video, because this is the video pause. That is the moment of the collision. Where's the black white? Oh, it's up here, isn't it? This is where the curbing starts. So okay, so this is here. This is the actual circuit. This is where the curbing starts, and it's before the curbing starts. That's the reality. But this lad thinks a cartoon simulation is better and gives a more accurate representation of what really happened. Oh, and there we are. There's the curbing's already started. The corner's already started, has it? Or let's just compare this, because this is about the moment of impact, isn't it? Let's compare that, okay, with, let's have a look at back to reality. Oops, there goes sanity. Oh, there it is. That's reality. Okay, that's what the real is. And the cartoon that our friend in the comment section, there's the cartoon. Oh, but he likes the cartoon because the cartoon makes it look like it's not Max's fault. Oh, that's right. Oh, what's going to happen now? Max has put himself into the tyres. Oh, we've got some spectators on this cartoon, painting matchstick men and matchstick cats and dogs. Was it Lowry? Oh, Max hasn't got it on full lock here, has he? No. Max is taking a wide line around the corner. No, because in reality, Max has got it fully locked over right now. He likes his cartoon, doesn't he? Unbelievable. Look at Max's steering. Oh, is that right? Is that... Max fully locks it over to chop across the line of Lewis Hamilton. That's the reality. I didn't do the onboards in that video. I've done that many times. I've done that video loads of times. I just thought I'd do the whole lap to show you where Max didn't yield at the corner a couple of corners before. Max sent it up the inside there. Nobody talks about that. Max is on the inside and can carry so much extra speed. Max is on the outside and can carry so much extra speed. Yeah, whatever Max does, Max can carry so much extra. No, but you've got to make it around the corner, mate. And you've got to afford the other car track room, which you don't do. Oh, all the different angles from all the different... Well, these are all really realistic, these cartoons. Oh, so look... What caused that? Was it the fact that Max went from there to across here? Okay. Oh no, you didn't make it look like that. You made it look like Lewis's car was coming straight here, didn't you? That's not what happened. Oh, what's going on now? Let me just try and rewind that. Let me see if I can pause that at the moment of the impact. Oh, so you see there, that makes it look like Lewis is taking a wide line away and Max is also taking a line that's leaving him space. That's not reality. You see, Lewis is on a line that's converging with this white line on the track, but Max wants to hit that white line himself. You can't, Max, because there's a car on the inside, and what you have to do is you have to not only leave that car room, you have to leave room in between yourself and that car. That car's doing 150, 160 miles an hour, and you need to keep a safe distance away from that, Max. That's the way it goes. Leaving just the width of a Rizzler paper between the two cars isn't enough, Max. And you didn't even leave that. Oh, the dramatic music for the cartoon. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh, we've got some words now, got some subtitles. Hamilton is chasing Verstappen for the lead on lap 1 and closing in at 15 kilometers an hour down the back straight. Verstappen moves over to defend the inside line, but leaves 3.4 metre for the 2 metre wide F car. Leaves 3. You've been out there with your trundle wheel, have you, mate? Measuring it? I wonder. Is that the 3.4 metres that he's like? Is that 3.4 metres? Can't tell from this cartoon. Yeah, that looks 3.4 metres to me. As Max, is that the 3.4 metres? How much is Max leaving in there? At the entry of turn 9, they are side by side, and closer to the middle of the track in comparison with a normal lap. Funny that, isn't it? It's funny that, like, when you're going wheel to wheel, you're not going on the same line as you would on a normal lap. You know what? Neither car is. Okay, let's say the racing line is keeping wide down here. Okay, so why is Max not on that? Well, what Max is trying to do, he's trying to run Lewis Hamilton out of room. So Max has moved himself off the racing line. Now what's he trying to do? He's trying to take a wide line on entry to the corner so that he can maintain as much speed as possible through the corner, which is what you do when you are on the racing line, when you've not got another car around you. Okay, so you go from wide, you go from this curb here at the top, okay, and then you take a swoop across and try and clip the curb on the inside of the corner, and then that then takes you out to the outside curb on exit. That enables you to maintain as much speed through that corner as possible, flattening out that corner, okay, making the radius of that corner as big as possible to carry as much speed through it as possible. That is what you will do if you've not got another car there. However, we've got another car there, so everything's different. Everything is different, and that is, number one, Max has tried to crowd him a bit to reduce his space on the track, to compromise the other guy's line into this corner. That's what they try to do. But the other guy's still there. Okay, so now Max has moved out to the outside of the track, a more conventional racing line. But you know what? Max can't drive the racing line. Why not? Oh, because there's a car on his inside. So if Max tries to cut across and kiss the curb on the apex, the inside of the corner, he can't do that because there is a car there and you just can't drive into that car's space. Okay, it's not about who gets to the apex first. No, you've got two cars that are side by side trying to get there. And even if they're not side by side, as long as one is halfway alongside the other on entry to the braking zone, at the braking zone of that corner, they're both entitled to be there. And therefore the car on the outside has to leave space for the car on the inside. The car on the inside has to leave space for the car on the outside and not run the car on the outside off the track. So the problem we have here is the car that's on the outside, Max Verstappen, did he leave enough room for the car on the inside to prevent a collision? Well, how much room did the car on the outside have? How many meters? You told us that the cars are 2 meters wide and Max left 3.4 meters. Because you told us that with your little subtitles, Mr. Cartoon Maker. Verstappen's Q3. Okay, why have we got the white line? Verstappen's Q3 lap. Well, that's irrelevant, mate. Okay, we're not taking the racing line. Nobody can take the optimum line when we're going wheel to wheel racing, because nobody's entitled to the optimum line when you are wheel to wheel racing. You are racing against an opponent, and that is all that matters. I am entitled to drive this line around this track. No, you're not entitled to anything, dickhead. Okay, there's a car next to you. And all you have to do is consider where your car is relative to that car as you're making it around the circuit, and don't crash into them. And they have to leave you track room and you have to leave them track room, and don't hit each other. That's motor racing. You don't understand, do you, Mr. Cartoon Maker and Mr. MV33 pre-Lewis Hamilton, pre whatever F1 fan that doesn't know fuck all about motor racing? Considering this and being on heavy fuel, the heavy fuel, what is it? They've got diesel, have they? Both drivers take too much speed into the corner to try and stay ahead. Both drivers take too much speed into the corner. This is from somebody who's Crash Along, the Cartoon Maker. Okay. His valuable insight is that both drivers take too much speed into the corner. Do you know how much speed you can take into that corner, because you've driven that black car, the Mercedes? Do you know whether that black Mercedes is capable of cornering at that speed, Mr. Cartoon Maker? Or is that just what you think in the comments section? I think Lewis was going too fast. Is that what you think, is it? I would suggest that the person best placed to determine whether the speed that they were going was a speed that they were capable of making that corner at would be Lewis Hamilton, the guy that's an 8-time world champion, the man that is 105, 106 time Grand Prix winner, a pole sitter for about 104 times, whatever it is, the guy that's got all the records in the sport, the greatest driver of all time, the one that's actually driving that car and has got experience of driving that car, I think he would know whether or not he could make that corner. He knew where he needed to hit the brakes because he hit the brakes. He was the one that, along the straight, gained all that ground, came from behind to almost being fully alongside. So clearly, the black car was the one that was travelling faster in order to be able to do that. And then you see the Red Bull car start going ahead of the black car. What's happening there? Oh, that would be the black car's putting the brakes on, and the Red Bull car isn't. Oh, so who's carrying too much speed? That would be Strap-on. Lewis Hamilton was putting the brakes on. Lewis Hamilton was judging where he needed to brake to make it around that corner, Colin. Oh, so we've not hit each other yet. We're still a long way away of each other when the curbing starts. Well, let's just remind ourselves. There's the contact. The black and white starts up here, mate. The black and white starts up here. The contact is there. So for there to be contact, there's no space in between the cars. Let's go back here. Oh, there's a lot of space there, isn't there? Oh, look at the white line, kids. Look at the white line that's irrelevant. Oh, Max's Q3 line. It's irrelevant. There's a car here. See this black car, Max? See this black car is doing this. You can't just drive that white line because the black car's going to be... And if them two lines are cross over, that means two cars hit each other. So you can't drive on that line if that car's there. What you have to do... Think of a train track where the two lines run side by side, parallel to one another, keeping a distance away from each other and not getting any closer together. As long as that line on the outside, okay, has got enough room to stay on that track around the outside of the corner, then that's okay. As long as that line on the inside doesn't go off the track, the other side of the corner, like Max Verstappen always does, then no, they're Verstappen rules. They're Verstappen rules, aren't they? Hamilton tries to back out, but it's too late to avoid contact. Hamilton tries to back out, but it's too late to avoid contact, says our cartoon maker. No, Hamilton was just slowing down to make it around the corner, mate. And what happened is the car on the outside, the yellow one, just went, chop. I'm going to make it to that corner first. I don't care that you're in the way. And I'm going to make my yellow line cross onto your red line. That means you're going to cause a crash. Hamilton tries to back out, but it was too late to avoid a contact. Why would Hamilton back out? He's entitled to be there. You can go two cars around each other, side by side around this corner. And that's what would have happened had Strap-on not cut across him. Were Strap-on actually able to drive properly? But no. The thing is, when you take a wider line like that, when you take a big sweep like this, like the white line you can carry a lot of speed when you cut that angle and you flatten that corner out. When you've got to take a curve around there because you've got a car on the inside, you can't carry as much speed. Okay, but Max was the one that was carrying too much speed and realised that actually if he tried to keep that speed, he would be the one that left the track on exit because he was carrying too much speed. But he carried so much extra speed, it would have been understeer, wouldn't it, Karen? But no, because of that, Max decided that he had to chop across Lewis's space, causing the accident. You see, Lewis here, the black car, the red line, okay, what we see from Max Verstappen, Lewis, did he drive across here to this part of the track? Let's carry this on. So we've got the ghost car here, the white line, the ghost car. See, you drive that white line, you've just driven into Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that because Lewis Hamilton's car's there and he's allowed to be there. Okay, it's not, oh, Max is on his way, everybody out the way, it's Max is coming through. No. But if Max is on the inside, if Max is the black car there, what Max does, Max doesn't hit the brakes. Okay, he releases so that the car goes on. If this was Max on the inside, this car would already be here. It'd already be here, right? And it would be then going straight across here to this side of the track. Okay, did Lewis look like he was just wanting to go straight across there to that side of the track? You know, take the Max Verstappen line. No, he didn't. He looked like he was trying to make it around this corner, didn't he? Okay, do you have to clip this curbing or the apex to the corner a bit further out? Do you have to clip that? No, you don't. No. Is that illegal? No. If you don't do that, does that mean you cause a crash? No. No. What causes a crash is two cars hitting each other. Okay? Two cars colliding with each other. Who's at fault for that? Well, if you run the other car out of track room, you're at fault. Okay? You're at fault. If there's track room for the other car and the other car doesn't use that track room and runs into you, well, they're at fault. What was there? 3.4 meters. Max left Lewis 3.4 meters. How much did Max leave himself? So Max has got his own 2 meters there. Plus, if this is 3.4 meters, proportionally, and just looking at your cartoon, I mean, this isn't obviously a to scale drawing, an accurate representation, and I've not got my trundle wheel to be able to measure this, unfortunately. But this looks to be about, what's this, about 6 dick lengths, do you reckon? Something like that? Or shall we say that that is twice the width of this gap here? So if this is 3.4 meters, then this is about 6 meters, 6.8 meters, somewhere in that region. So Max has got his own 2 meters plus another 6. So Max has got 8 meters and Lewis has got his 2 meters width of his car plus 1.4 meters. And you're saying it's Lewis Hamilton's fault. Max has got all of this space between the edge of the track there and this bit here that Lewis isn't going to be in, right? Max can be in any part of that, okay, but not all of it. Not all of it, but he can be in any part of that, right? And there won't be a crash. Funny that, isn't it? Because if Max is in any part of this, Lewis isn't going to hit him, is he? What Lewis is going to do, Lewis is just going to drive around here, okay? And as long as Max drives around here, guess what? Guess what? Nobody's tried to assassinate anybody, have they? Nobody's tried to kill each other. Nobody was trying to kill anybody, were they? They were just trying to have a motor race. And the car on the inside was taking a fair line around a corner, and the car on the outside tried to chop across him. At the moment of contact, Lewis is close to the normal racing line. No, he's not. No, the normal racing line is the white line, Colin, as you put on the screen there. That's the normal racing line. Okay, and neither driver can take the normal racing line. Okay, look at the angle of Lewis Hamilton's car. Look at the angle of the ghost car. Is that the same? No, it's not. Completely different trajectories into the bend, aren't they? Yeah, because nobody can be on that white line, that white optimum line, because they're side-by-side racing, Colin. What about that do you not understand? But his car is turned less towards the apex. Yeah, why is that? Because you take a flatter line in, you can't take that angled line into the apex, can you, Colin? Are you trying to use that as a reason why the crash was, are you? No, the reason is because your boy STRAPPON drove across the line that Lewis Hamilton was on. With all that space, 8 metres of width that he could position his 2 metre car in, compared to 3.4 metres of width that Lewis could put his 2 metre car in. But not only that, Max wanted to drive into Lewis Hamilton's 2 meters of space. Max wants it all, doesn't he? And he wants it now. Max left space only for a car taking the ideal line. You know what? You're not allowed to do that. Okay. Think of the Austin Grand Prix. Did Max leave a space for Lando to take the ideal line? No, he didn't, did he? Was there a crash? No, there wasn't. Why not? Because Lando didn't chop across the nose of Max. Lando recognised that there was a car there, and if he drove his car there, there would be a crash. Oh, what's the common denominator? That would be Max Verstappen. So what did Lando do? Lando said, there's a car there and I need to keep my distance from that car. So I need to drive my car at a lot. Like, think of the train tracks again. One car's on one track, the other car's on the other track, and you maintain the distance between the cars. And by maintaining the distance between the cars don't crash. Crazy shit. Okay? Max left space only for one car taking the ideal line. Yeah, don't do that, because if you do that, you're going to be in a crash, dickhead. And look at, again, look at, it makes it look like Lewis is taking a line around here. Lewis was on a line that was converging with this curve. And we've got the ghost car, the white line on the inside, saying, "Yeah, well, that should be where Lewis is. That should be like no, it doesn't matter. Look at where Lewis wasn't there, because actually, what happened? Lewis had to correct his steering because Max hit Lewis's steered wheels. That could have easily spun Lewis out of the race, but no, Lewis was able to have reactions of the greatest ever in the sport and kept his car on track. Okay. But that has drifted Lewis away from the line that he was on. But even being away from the line that he was on, look at all this space that Max could have been in. Okay, look at where Max is now. You know, in fact, just move that front nose of his just back a, you know, back a foot, half a meter, 0.4 of a meter, 0.3 of a meter for your Europeans like the metric system. Okay, is Lewis going to hit him? No, and all that space around the outside. You know, like the trailer park girls who like going round the outside. Max could have used this yellow line to go around the outside, couldn't he? No, did he? No, Max wanted to go. Oh, want to be here. Max wanted to be. You're not allowed to be Max because there's a car on your inside. That's your fault, Max. That's your fault. Okay, but then that's caused Lewis to have to deviate his line. And from Lewis converging, because you think you're trying to draw this line here, you look at how close this red line is to the edge of the track there, and now it's actually further away. Do you not think that Lewis's red line was actually on a course to bring it around somewhere here? Because it was. Yeah, it was. But you're drawing it like that differently in your cartoon, aren't you? To make it out that Lewis is doing something wrong and Max is doing something right, because that way you get 3.3 million strap-on fanboy views and 35,000 of them think this is amazing. Oh, this just proves that Lewis tried to kill him, didn't it? This proves it. The cartoon proves everything, doesn't it, kids? Some more images on my website. It's just popped up there. Oh, okay, now that'd be great, wouldn't it? Wonder what sort of images they are. Anime. Tech Pro safety barrier. A Tech Pro barrier was added to this corner, but Verstappen missed it. Let me see. I'm not going to go there. The car went almost fully under the normal tyre barrier before bouncing back out. The accident data recorder measured a deceleration of 51G. 51G! I think you should tell Christian Horner about that. I think he'd be absolutely incandescent about that. 51G! Oh, incredible. Crash along! Crash along! Unbelievable. So, that was the valuable insight of Crash Along. And this was what This is what F1 supporter, pre-Max Verstappen, yeah. I'm not a Max fan, honestly. This is what he thinks is counters the video that I've just put out. uh, Thank you for that, mate. Thank you for that. So that was that one. I will do an analysis of Anthony Davidson, the Max Verstappen fluffer, of Jolyon Palmer, the Max Verstappen fluffer. This one here, the F1 rules explained, which is absolutely ridiculous. But if you've not already seen it, which one is it? That was not that one. This one. The one where it's Verstappen rules. The last video I put out, it's had up to about almost 16,000 views now. There's no advertising revenue from that. The F1 TV will get the revenue from that one because it's copyrighted material of theirs. I expected it to be blocked, but no, they're allowing you to see it. It's just they get all the money from it, which is what it is, isn't it? Go and have a look at that. That will show you what really happened at Silverstone, rather than relying on Crash Along's little make-believe cartoon, where 5,172 of the Strap-On fanboys have commented their valuable insight. Well, what was this? It was once again confirmed by Toto that Bottas was at fault. Bottas! Was Bottas in that cartoon as well? I didn't see him. Never expected to see a whole reconstruction of the crash. Pretty cool. That's a reconstruction. That is a reconstruction. That's a representation of what really happened, is it? Because sadly, people think that that's what was a representation of what really happened. The second this isn't happening, I could just imagine the Crash Along running straight to his PC. Yes, that is real motor racing fans' chair. I bet you he's got one of them racing car chairs as well, hasn't he? I know I'm a bit late, but Christ, this looks way too good. Oh dear. What's this one? 2.3 thousand likes. It's very impressive how you do these things in such a short time. Yeah, it's very impressive how you don't have a fucking clue, mate. And you've managed to convince these lads that this is accurate information. I mean, 35,000 brain dead fucking morons think that's an accurate representation of what happened at Silverstone. This is the problem. Misinformation. People without a fucking clue what's going on, being lied to by the presented experts of the sport, being lied to by mainstream media, and when that backed up by retards on fucking social media, coining it in, making money out of it, that are doing it from a skewed perspective, that don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Go and watch that video. Go and look at them lines. Go and then look at the reality of the situation. That white line that is drawn on there is utter bollocks because it's irrelevant when two cars are driving side by side. There's nothing to do with the racing line. Neither car can be on it. All that matters is that you leave one another track room, and providing you do, and you don't run the other one off the track, and you don't run into the other car, then that's motor racing. Max ran into Lewis. He had plenty of track space to be in, and he wanted to take Lewis's. He wanted to force his way across Lewis Hamilton's car. That makes him at fault for that incident. What did the stewards do? Oh, we'll give Lewis Hamilton a 10-second penalty for that. That's how filthy they are. Anyway, that'll do for this video. More to come later on if I get the time. Thank you for your time. Cheers.